Hi. So I am going to try something a little bit different. It's called Watch Me Learn. The point of this is the fact that whenever you learn something new, such as I'm getting ready to right here, it can be frustrating. And especially when sometimes that like the documentation or the instructions aren't they're not jiving well. And there is a frustration factor to it. But the point is not to give up. So when I just turned the timer on my cell phone and I give myself an hour to work on this. And sometimes on depending on the frustration level, that hour may seem really, really long because I'm just so sick of it. And sometimes the other days that, it's an hour goes by so quick because I'm having a ball. So this one is how to. It's to create a virtual trainer with Amazon Sumerian virtual reality and AML, Amazon Machine Learning, part one. So part one is setting up a key AWS services like Amazon Lex, Lambda, and DynamoDB. And part two is creating and exploring VR scenes in Sumerian. So like I said, we're in part one. It talks about as technology, we'll make this bigger because I'm blind. As technology evolved, the transition from web-based technologies to mobile has been transformative. We moved away from point, click, tab, type to the touch, swipe, talk paradigm. Now AR, I gotta get a drink of water or something. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, talks about the paradigm. Yeah. So now AR, VR takes a further step by enabling experiences to be built around natural modes of interaction such as gesture, gaze, posture, etc. This shifts our focus from use of glass screen-based systems to more simulated world around us. So we can say AR, VR is the new norm. One of the key challenges that different industries like education, energy, and such will face over the next decade is to train the workforce with computer-savvy gaming tech. These industries need to inject their workforce knowledge in a more efficient and cost-effective way. Training is a major cost for business with a need to minimize the time and resources spent on training while improving or maintaining quality. Experiential learning using AR/VR solutions can actively engage learners in fast learning, better retention, and improved decision making. So AWS provides a cost-effective way to build AR/VR apps using Sumerian. With Sumerian, you can build an immersive and highly engaging virtual trainer experience without the need for any additional device or complex VR platform management. In this two-part series, we will learn how to build a 3D scene from Sumerian by building the below scene. In part one, we will learn to set up key AWS services like Lex, Lambda, DynamoDB. By the end of part two, you will have your own virtual trainer ready to teach about AWS services used in this post. You can interact with AWS Trainer by opening the scene in the latest version of Chrome or Mozilla. You're going to build the below scene through the post. So, okay, evidently this is just an image. Okay. Before you begin, there's some prereqs. Sign into Sumerian with your AWS account. I'll do that here in just a second. Have a basic understanding of Lex. I know what it is. That's my understanding at this point in time. But we'll get to it. Familiarize yourself with Sumerian host and speech component. So there's some tutorials. We'll get to that. We're just going to go through this and kind of go back and see what I need to kind of, focus in on when it comes to this stuff. Download the starter pack. We're going to use the starter pack in different sections for this post to create the scene. So we have the architecture diagram. This are the users that's going to be using your technology. It's going to be voice rec, looks like. And these are the hosts that's within Sumerian. So it goes to Poly and Lex, and then Lambda, DynamoDB, or from Lex to Sumerian. Says the architecture utilizes Sumerian along with Lex and Poly with out-of-box integration provided by Sumerian hosts. Poly provides text-to-speech capability, and Lex is used for the questions and answers bot. Questions and answers are stored in DynamoDB, and Lex will pull those questions and answers using Lambda. Okay, so we have a cloud formation set up. To start with, a knowledge base with a question and answers in DynamoDB, which later on Sumerian virtual trainer will use to interact with the audience. So I'm going to back up a space. I want to open up this notepad. Just want to take some notes here, just to kind of reiterate and just make sure I have a good understanding. So we have Sumerian. And we have Lex. We have Poly. So Poly, that's not what I wanted to do. Poly, okay, provides text to speech capability. Lex is used for, used for questions and answers bot. And so Sumerian looks like it provides the ADA of box integration for all components. Let's see, what else was there? DynamoDB. Questions, or stores questions and answers. Lex. Let's see, let's do this. Lambda. Used by Lex to pull questions and answers from DynamoDB. Yeah. So to start with, we're going to launch this. So I'm going to sign in with my AWS account. Note I'm the root user on this. You'll see why that's important later on. And evidently I don't know how to sign in. Try this again. And I think I already have one because I started working on this the other day. Yeah, so hold up a second. I'm going to clear up my screen. Okay, I'm back. So I had to delete a bunch of stuff that I've been working on because I was wanting to clear this up. And let's see what I can do here. Shoot. Let's start with here. Okay, so we already did all that stuff. Now we're trying to do this. Really wish it would go to a new tab. I want to backspace. I want to back it. I want a new tab. Okay. So we'll create a quick stack. So let's see what the instructions say. So to start with, knowledge base with a list of question and answers to in DynamoDB, which later on Sumerian virtual trainer will use to interact with the audience. So to create, we launched the cloud formation template by clicking on that, which we did. Be sure to select Northern Virginia region, which it is. Okay. Okay, yep. See, Northern Virginia. Okay. So, want to name it, leave it that name. And want to acknowledge that it's going to create IAM resources. And then I'm going to click create. So an Amazon Cognito ID to enter. So the AWS CloudFormation template will create the following resources in your account. A Cognito ID to integrate Sumerian, Scene, and AWS services. So what I'm also going to do as I'm doing this and I'm coming across new services that I'm not wholly familiar with, I'm just going to make note of them. So Cognito, and just if I have time and if I remember, do a little bit of research on those individual services to just have a better understanding and a better concept of what the stuff is. So it says Cognito is an ID to integrate Sumerian Scene with AWS services. So that's what I'm going to write on here. ID used to integrate Sumerian with AWS services. So let's see. I just want to show that in half screen, does it? Let's see what we have here. It's create in progress. That's what do we have right now. Create complete is what we have right now. So create the following. So we have Cognito. A Lambda function called virtual trainer Lambda right here. DynamoDB table called virtual trainer table right here. And IAM roles. Let's see. Identity. IAM right here. Okay. So we can click on the resources for details. Let's see. I think we will click right there. Oh, resources. So we have our stack info, which talks about some information. We have events that was created by with a template. We have our resources, we have our outputs, parameters, templates, change sets. Creating a knowledge base with DynamoDB. Need to build a knowledge base with Sumerian host to use the host can use to answer any query. Here we chose the DynamoDB to store questions and answers. When a user asks questions to the Sumerian host like Luke, the host name Luke, the questions will be processed by Lex based on the intent AWS Lambda will get the answers from the DynamoDB table. So go to the AWS console, navigate to DynamoDB. You'll find a table named Virtual Trainer Table. So I'm going to go to click on that to get back to our console. DynamoDB. Let's finish spelling it out. So we're going to look for a table named Virtual Trainer Table. And I'll tell you right now, it says like the screenshot below. This may make a liar of me, but the screenshots we see in the documentation do not always match what we actually see live in the console. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. Part of the frustration is just finding it wherever it is now. Okay, so we're looking for tables. Tables. And see, it doesn't look like that, does it? Unless there's something I'm not seeing. So I need to get rid of this stuff. I want to clean this up. This is stuff we was working on in class. Delete. Delete. And I wonder why I keep getting charges. The reason I keep getting charges is I got stuff in here I forget to delete. So delete your stuff. I'll pause this while it's deleting. Or not. Okay. Delete. Delete. Okay, so this is what we want to see. You can load data into the table using Amazon CLI, which is command line interface. If it's not installed on a machine, which I don't think mine is, follow these steps. Oh, we gotta install it. Okay. So let's go ahead and install it. I want to open this up and right click new tab. Let's see. So the primary, maybe I do already have it. Let's check. I don't know what I'm checking for. AWS. Yeah. Okay. So install on Windows. Windows. Sections. Okay, download that. Okay, that's done installing. Getting ready to go through the process. I'm down to 30 minutes of this hour. Okay. What's this? No. Just wanna run the stupid thing. Trying this again. Could have sworn I've done this before. try this. Also, okay, I tried. What I did was this one was going to take. The other one that I was trying to do was going to take about 4 hours. I tried to run this one again, and it seems to be working. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. Okay, it's done. So I'll go to finish. Like this. I don't know what this is still trying to do, but okay. We got it installed. So let's look in our C drive. Oh, there it is. So by default, C drive program files, Amazon, CLI. To confirm the installation, use the AWS version command at a command prompt. Okay, let's do that. CMD, open up command prompt, AWS version. Okay, I think that's what we want to see. That's good. Okay. Yep. So don't include the prompt symbol. Updating. No, don't want to update it. Don't want to install it. We already finished installing. Okay. No, not doing that. After installing, yeah, the AWS program. No, I don't think we need to do that. Okay, so we got the CLI installed. Moving on. Okay, so we got to configure our CLI now. Right click, open tab. Closing this one out. So to configure our CLI, use the configure command in the fastest way. Okay. So when you type this command, the CLI prompts you for 4 pieces of info. These are described in the following section. CLI source info. The access key and secret access key are your AWS credentials. They are associated with AWS IAM. I think I know how to do that. Okay, so I want to go ahead and see what I can do from memory. So AWS configure. We don't need to do the $sign in command and just the command prompt. Sometimes you need the $sign if you're using git bash and maybe the AWS CLI if it's different. I don't know. Command you don't. Okay, so going to go to my IAM account. Want to right click, open a new tab. I'm going to sign in. Look for I am. So what I need is what access key and secret key, I believe. Pause this one. Okay, I'm in the I am identity and access management portion of this. I'm going to add a user with my name. And the reason I'm adding a user with my name, even though I'm already logged in, I'm currently logged in as a root user. What I'm doing is creating an identity for myself where I can do things without being in the root. You don't want to do things while you're in the as a root because that could just cause problems later on. There's not as much of check and balances on things. If there's just not as much check and balances on accessibility and things of that nature if you're just logged in as a root. So you do not want to be logged in as a root. You have to be a root user to create IAM roles. And I'm going to create an IAM role for myself. So I'm going to do it through this. I'm going to do a very weak password. Let's see. Password. It's got to take an uppercase. 10 characters. Okay. Again, very weak password. I know that. That's for demonstration purposes. So I do say that the user must create a new password at the next sign-in. And I am going to make this, I'm going to create a new group. And you can search, filter based off what you're doing, more or less. I don't know what there is for Sumerian. Oh, hold on. So, okay, what I want to do is name it Sumerian. I was in the wrong area. Sumerian practice. And what I want to filter the policies for is based off Sumerian. So click on that, create group. Okay, so tags, don't worry about tags, review. Okay, we created a username, Tasha Penwell. They are access to the console, they have to have a password. Okay. Create user. So success. I am going to pause this video, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory how to find the access key and secret key. But I am going to pause this video just for, security purposes. Okay, so something went screwy here. Okay, there was previously, let me get back to it. Does not look like it. So I clicked a link, it took me to this. It was in that green spot, in that green space up above. So let's see, the IAM username was Tasha Penwell. The password was, remember, the really weak password 12. Okay, this is my AWS account number for this username. And I want to delete this whenever, yeah, whenever I get done. Let's see. What's kind of funny is here is like, when you grumble about somebody setting the password policy is like being a pain in the butt. Well, guess what? You're that pain in the butt right now because you can change it. I just never do. Now what? Okay. Now I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, we need an access key. You can see on the right hand side, now under as the Tasha Penwild Hawking Teach. So that was the name of the group. So what I did here, which isn't necessarily bad, I just didn't think about it. Whenever I gave myself a role of, where I kind of filtered for Sumerian, every individual role has different kinds of access and privileges and rights within AWS and in your group. And this one evidently has very limited. So I gotta see what I gotta do now. I want to pause this again. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is switch my role to go back to root, if it'll let me. Nope, that won't let me. Just sign out. Sign back in. Sign in with root. With root. This is one of those days where you're happy when the hour's over. That and I'm tired. Oh, so good. Hi. Oh. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing anymore. Access key. I need a stinking access key. Pause this again. Okay. So all I had to do was go to Tasha Penwell right here, my security credentials. And then it's going to come up with a warning. It says you're accessing security credentials for your AWS account, which has unlimited access to all AWS resources. But for best practices purposes, you need to create an IAM user. I am actually going to go ahead and go back to the one that I created earlier because that's what you should do. And yeah. And as frustrating as like these little errors are, it's great for learning. So I'm actually going to edit what the kind of credentials this person, Natasha Pinwell, is going to be able to have. Because right now hers suck. Actually, I may not need to. Let's pause this. Yeah. Another thing about AWS, sometimes you just click a lot of crap and to figure it out. So access keys. I am going to click on that. Okay, on the other window, when you clicked on the access key button, there's been a pop-up showing your access key and your secret key. I did not show that because of security purposes. Okay, man, it's that time. It's an hour and I'm tired. And that's all as far as I'm going to get to it, evidently. Um, and so where I left off was downloading the starter pack. And that's what's happening right here. It's a zip file. And then we will continue tomorrow. Looks like there's not terribly too much more. Okay, that's it.